Hey guys, it's Adrienne, or Celia, or something else. I have been telling you that I'm going to make a video about what the hell is going on with my name for a while now. And the reason I haven't done it yet is because, first of all, I have been exploring a lot about myself and about other people and what names mean culturally and psychologically and all of that, but also because I do not like to talk about myself. And most of the videos that I have done and most of the sessions that I do and most of the time talking to people, I am not talking about myself. I am talking about you. And that's my job, but also it's a little bit of my personality. So anyway, let's talk about names. So I've been doing a lot of research on the Enneagram lately, and Myers-Briggs, and all of the personality tests and things that kind of tell you about yourself. And I've actually been interested in personality testing for a really long time, and I did a lot of that when I was younger, but I didn't really understand how much it affected me, I guess, to have a different personality type, or what that means for my relationships, because you start to realize these things as you get older. You know, when you're very young, you think it's cool, like, ooh, this makes me special, or, you know, this is what makes me different, but it doesn't really click as far as what it means for you and your personal growth. So I've been on a personal growth journey, and in doing that, I've been doing a lot more deep diving back into that. So when I was introduced to the Enneagram, my friend Carolyn does Enneagram coaching and classes and things like that. And so she came over to do a personal class for me and a friend of mine. And she was really surprised because I could not pinpoint what Enneagram number I was. It took me a long time. I don't even remember when we did that class, but it took me a really long time to figure out that I am a 9. Now, when it finally clicked, I should have seen it. But I went through, I'm a 2 because I help people. I'm a 3 because you know, I like to achieve things. I like to get things done, and whenever I really focus on a task, that's something that I focus on. And then a 7 because I like to do all the things. A 1 because I like things to be a certain way. I knew I was not an 8 because I am not very assertive and aggressive. And a 4, maybe I was a 4 because I do tend to be very individualistic. I'm very creative. I didn't think that I was a 5. So I'm going through all of these numbers. I thought maybe I was a 6 because I'm very anxious. And realizing that the struggle that I've been having with not associating myself with a name and hating conflict beyond hatred. I hate conflict. Hello, I'm a peacemaker. My root fear is abandonment. I fear not being valuable and not being seen. And so, of course, with this, a 9 tends to self-forget. And they associate themselves with everyone in their lives, everyone around them, and take on the priorities of other people. So it clicked to me why I have so much trouble associating myself with a name. I was thinking, you know, there's trauma, which there's trauma. But part of this is that we take on names with a meaning, right? So if you're having trouble with your name, and I'm going to switch to you here, it could be because you associate that name with a certain trauma or with a certain event, with a certain side of yourself that you just don't recognize anymore, that you don't feel like you belong in that anymore. For me, I took on the name Adrienne. That's not my birth name, so my birth name is Celia. And I did have a lot of trauma associated with that name. So I really thought that that was the reason that I didn't want that name. as I was getting older, and I took on the name of Adrienne when I started doing spiritual advising for people, and that's a name that empowers me, and I feel like I can get more done and more accomplished. I feel stronger, I feel more able when I'm using the name Adrienne. But also, I have so much trouble with it because I am so concerned with what other people want me to be. So my husband wants me to be Celia because that's who he met and that's who he married. My clients want me to be Adrienne because that's who they know. So, or at least that's how I perceive it. So I was having a lot of trouble waffling back and forth and going, who am I and what do I want? So that's something to consider for yourself. It's something that I've been really diving into, and I actually just got done watching a video. I'll put the link down in the description, and I just discovered this person, so I don't remember his name, but I watched a video on Enneagram 9, and he was talking about Clint Eastwood and the roles that he played being the man with no name. And for him, it seemed like this, God, I can't even imagine. It just like was not okay for him to think of being someone who does not associate themselves with a name. And I was just going, that's normal. That's like my day. That's my everyday. And yeah, so it's interesting to me, the different personality types and what that means for us. And then as far as associating a name with yourself, that is another thing. You know, there are all kinds of books on the magical name and associating a name with yourself that makes you feel empowered and good. So I have decided, other than just my immediate family who already knew me as Celia, to continue with Adrienne, because I have adopted Adrienne as my name. And that's something that it's me. I can't even say that's something I identify with. It's just, it is me. That's who I am. So that may clear up the name thing a little bit for you. You'll see me shifting back all of my social media and my website and all of the things to Adrienne. If you want to call me Celia, I don't care. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. But just for myself, it's nice to have settled and to understand it a little bit better. And hopefully me talking about this with you helps you to understand yourself a little bit better if it's a struggle that you've been having, or maybe to understand some other people around you and the struggle that they may be having. So it's always good to dive deeply into ourselves to find our own path and kind of where we're supposed to be. So I hope you are having a beautiful day. I don't know what day of the week it is because I'm still quarantining, but I do know it is the first day of the waxing moon. So get your magic on, whatever you want to build, if it's about yourself, if it's about your career, whatever it is, take that into your day in the next couple of weeks. I love you all, and I hope that you are having a magical, beautiful day. Namaste.